Alright, well, everybody is Noelle. I like how Noelle shows up in all of the panels, and it doesn't make sense because she's not even the first one. Bennett is. Well, crap. I still have Dia's story quest to do, and we also have Faruzan's Hangout. But I often like to make these their own videos, and I don't know how long I've been recording for, and I would hate to cut this video short, so I don't know what to do. Just 20? 60 is all. That's all you get from that? What am I at right now? 90 something? 94. Oh, I kind of feel slightly illish. I don't know. Okay. So let's go meet her. Where was she? Yeah, let's start this. I don't know how long I had been recording for, though. I didn't pay attention to the time when I started this one, but I knew it wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't. It's only been, what to me feels like 20 minutes, but it's probably longer. That was weird. What did you call me? Because that could be misconstrued. If you uploaded that as Lumine is secretly ether, and then you uploaded that, people would believe it. Because I've seen people upload videos and call them shit like that, but it's not. It's her living through his memory. But at first, when you see it, that's what it looks like. It looks like she is really him. Well, that kind of helps us understand our brother a little more, too, though. If we're actually experiencing his memories like something that's happening to us, that's gotta be hella weird. That's the second time this has happened. Well, technically the first time it happened, it was more like we were seeing his memories from where he was. We weren't actually seeing it through him. So us seeing it through him, that was the first time technically. That is. Oh god.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble.
Oh, I'm so unsettled about this. So these are voice lines that were supposed to be replaced. And it's funny to me because they just added this hangout. After the thing that happened with the voice actor for Tainari, I feel kind of unsettled even listening to him. I feel like he's ruined this character for a lot of people, including me. I know it's not the character's fault because the character is a fictional made-up thing, but it's the fact that the guy voiced him, and the guy is like a huge, like, he's like a pedophile creep who was trying to solicit young girls online for sexual favors and was sending unwarranted stuff to them, like nude images, and was saying, like, gross, absurd shit to them. Now when I hear him talk, I feel this feeling inside that's just not the same anymore. It's gonna take me a while to get over that, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same. But I'm gonna try to deal with it.
I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Oh, this character is ruined for me. And the only reason why I liked him is because he had the same hairstyle as Katsuie Shibata from Sengoku Basara, who's one of my favorite characters, top favorite. And he had the same haircut like that. That was actually the only reason why I liked Inari.
Does it have to be me?
I feel bad for some of these voice actors, not only because of that, but Kale's voice actress is actually dealing with kidney stones, and so is Sino's. But Sino's voice actor has it worse because he has it in both of his. But they're both suffering with it, and I think they're still going through it now. So now when I see their characters in game, I'm just like, oh.
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
I hate even hearing his voice. Dude, I can't deal with this.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
And then I'm along. In a predicament, I see. They changed this.
Oh, hey there!
Well, they changed the Hangouts in a way that now you can directly say stuff to me. It was always like that, but it feels like it is slightly different.
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City.
What made you think I have time on my hands? Yeah, I bet you your heart will go down. So, in these Hangout things, characters will say multiple things to you, and your choices will put you down a different route for a different ending. And you will have to come back and replay through it several times to find out where the branches and the pathways diverge, and it can get pretty annoying. So what made you think of me?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for the task.
And something that I know about research banned by the academia? And something that I know about?
It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives.
Who's she?
You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher.
When you say very experienced...
Let's just say that a huge part of Kasharowar's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
100 years? Is she human?
She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit... strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Yes, Kasharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help. It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up.
Does she get caught by the academia?
I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Faruzan for me?
Sure.
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you two. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Faruzan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting.
Oh my god.
After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go!
Oh, get away from me. Alright. I probably do have to talk to him again. I thought I saw a flower.
Oh, yes. And one more thing. You might find her difficult to get along with at first. However, if you address her as Madam, she'll become much easier to talk to.
I already knew that. I actually have her, dude. Give me a break. I got her like 3 fucking times. 2 times. Wait. Let me break. Yeah, I got her twice. It's funny that they would be introducing her this way. And I can't get over that mirror thing. Oh my god. That made me feel so weird. I got like the weirdest feeling in my chest for a moment. Because I thought that something else, but no. Because remember how Nahida's consciousness has entered our body before, and she was like us. We were her through her. She was us through her. No, we entered her body.
Sorry.
I thought that's what happened.
Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure. Hearing goes with age.
Like I thought that because I've known that this game has done that before. How our consciousness has entered Nahida's body and we were her for a couple seconds, and Nahida's consciousness had entered us and she was us. I thought we had entered ether. That's why my reaction was so adverse.
Faruzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Faruzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students. Even other advisors are starting to complain.
It's getting brighter and darker.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But Madam Faruzan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Wait! Madam Faruzan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra.
She looks so young.
She hates it when people call her young. Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
So she disappeared for 100 years? What in the world happened to her? She became like Link, how Link got sealed inside the sacred realm for 7 years and he didn't... Well, he aged. He still aged. Never mind, that's not the same. Never mind.
Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go!
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Kasharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Faruzan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the Academia? Are you feeling better now?
She's already been cured of her illness a long time ago.
I'm much better, Madam Faruzan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro. Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again? No! It's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Masker's fault. It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you. There's really no need. Ah! And is the person beside you the legendary Traveler?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It is thanks to you, after all, that the Academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Polly's illness is...
Madam Faruzan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Kasharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
This sounds like some internal academia dispute. Seems like this seems to have nothing to do with Tainari's request.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kale seems like she wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kale.
Of course. I shall need some time to think as well.
Ugh.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Party's DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Faruzan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
Let's help her resolve her current problem first. Let's think of some way to get her to there. Yeah, these change the endings. Well, let's help her get rid of her problem.
Yeah, that would be best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay and help Faruzan.
Huh? Oh, yes! This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kind of scary.
You don't have to force yourself. Let's observe the situation first.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
Mm-hmm.
I have to teach students from Haravatat or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Faruzan. The Traveler said that she can stay and help you. Oh. Why, I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azara a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
I specialize in solving problems.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
This is how the ending probably changes. Tell me about that course.
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes.
Oh.
100 years ago, Madame Faruzan was a researcher from that darshan.
No, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand her direction of research. So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
Direction of research?
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Kasharawar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
So this is the subject. So this subject is what you might call a sunset industry. So she's doing very niche research.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in our mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think they could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders. Huh? Why me? If only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharville anymore, right? I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
Wait, I have an idea. Kale needs to learn how to read.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale? Huh?
Wait. Although Tainari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
She does have to hold this case in the academia.
No, she's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulations.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment. Wait! Let's catch up with her.
Oh my god. I guess this building was always here. I saw it from across the way earlier with that other event, and it looked different. I guess this is what it is.
I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. Oh, how did things turn out like this?
You seem quite scared of her. Did I end up giving her a bad idea? Why the blink? Did you see her eyes for a moment? What the fuck was that?
No, not really. Madame Faruzan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's really going to teach me how to read, it'll definitely be much better than me bashing my head against the wall. It's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that.
It's completely different from how she treats researchers, the way she treats you.
Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Faruzan was gone. I don't really get it. But it does seem like Haravitat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kasharawar and Spontamod. Madame Faruzan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back.
So she's a teacher with no students.
But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty.
She keeps asking you to become her student, so you're scared of her because...
It's not that. Madame Faruzan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me. And each time she says that Master can't find out.
That sounds like something a grandmother might do for her granddaughter.
Now that you mention it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
Yeah, you look like you're about 13 or 15, I'm sorry.
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved.
That was fast, like supersonic fast.
I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the general public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly. Amazing.
Or were they coerced? Were they convinced?
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever. Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. I suppose we can fill in the course name last.
Our learning objective is to teach people to read, right?
That's a bit too general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. How about proficiency in reading and writing? That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll really end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know. And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments. We need more effective teaching methods.
So other than teaching materials for children, what other learning methods does Kale use?
Master tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often ask him to help me find simple books to read.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tainari really went the extra mile for you. Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
So we got a teaching method sorted out. How do we choose our course materials then?
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
If even a Centaurian like you finds that tale old. How old is the story exactly? A centaur. That might affect her.
Fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately?
Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma.
Oh god.
I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been meaning to go there and check it out.
Light novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I doubt I will procure suitable teaching materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is!
Wait for us, Madam Faruzan!
Oh my god.
You
What
would
does it
think
sound?
someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
What was that fucking noise though? I mean, I make questionable noises sometimes, but that was...
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title. And why is the cover so colorful?
That was almost some NSFW audio for a fucking moment. I mean, I know if you're frustrated, you make a sound, but why would you make a sound like that? That's like, you say you're running or something, or you're late and you missed the bus. Why would you make a fucking moaning sound like that? Like, imagine that you're late for work, right? You look at the clock, and you're like 2 hours late. Why would you make a moaning noise like that? Just like, ah! Like, why? That's not a sound you make when you're annoyed. I'm sorry, but it just isn't.
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, man? Oh, they're the most popular books nowadays. Would you like me to recommend something?
It's just not.
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all. Maybe browse through the books here.
Of course. Why don't you try this one? It's Outlander Brigade, When the Wind of Death Blew Towards the Blonde Samurai.
The blonde samurai. Are we turning into Neo 1 over here? We talk about William?
I heard that this book's author describes action in vivid detail.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that a fucking Neo hint? The blonde samurai has only ever been used to refer to William and Neo. What are we doing?
Now I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes. There are only subjects and predicates, and the syntax is a tad simple.
Subjects? Predicates?
Yep.
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
There might be people out there who will. It's for readers who don't give a fuck about the plot.
How about... The good thing about being reincarnated as a Hilichurl is that I only need to eat Sunsetius to become stronger.
Oh my god.
A reincarnation isekai story? Those are pretty popular right now.
Don't say that shit. We met a child who turned into a Hilichurl car bearer, and he, like, pulled off his mask and ended his own life. Don't say that. That's a nightmare. Nobody wants to be reincarnated as that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Isekai? What in the world is that? Also, why does it become stronger by eating Sunsetius?
These are what we call tropes, my dear.
Tropes? Ah, those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes? They're definitely effective in achieving a distancing effect.
Like a normal trope we have nowadays are harems where, like, guy has 8 women and can't make his fucking mind up. And they say women are indecisive. Ha!
Sorry. What is this distancing effect?
Oh, I'm not distancing you, my dear. I'm not gonna finish what I was gonna say.
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger. Such a logical rule will affect the coherence of the story. Will readers really accept this?
It's for readers who don't care much for logic.
How about this? I had to fight tooth and nail to get this in stock.
Oh, that's the latest volume of Oniburo!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now that's a rather normal title length. Oh, Kale, do you like this series?
Yes, but I don't like it that much.
She clearly recognized it as the latest volume with a single glance. Is she embarrassed to admit that she likes the book?
Madam, are you going to use this series as teaching material?
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite well, but there are too many phrases here that I don't recognize. Third eye of perception, illusory mirror, and so on. Aren't these terms that are tied to tropes?
No, they're just fucking straight up abilities that enemies have in the world.
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
She was able to say those phrases in such a serious tone.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Also, their morphological properties are quite pedestrian, really. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes?
I think it's because such names are cool. Because such names are fancy. That's like saying, I will drop the cage of death upon you. Like, it's just because it sounds cool. It's not that it's... What the fuck?
So there's no deeper purpose. Hi. It's quite hard to understand stories written these days.
You're right. It's such a weird book. But you keep wanting to read the next page.
She's like, it's like that piece of chocolate. You eat one piece and you just gotta have more even though you know you're getting fat.
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today.
Like eating all the mushrooms in the bag or the marshmallows. It's like, oh, just one more, but you eat the whole fucking thing and you're like, what am I doing? Get one slice of cake and before you know it, you've had 4. That's happened to me before. 4. The most popular book back then.
Yes. A Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching folk legends. The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny.
When it was still being published, many people in academia were reading it.
Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic. The series must have concluded after so many years, right? Perhaps it's even more popular now.
Is there a book like that in Sumeru?
No.
I've never heard of such a thing before. What's the title?
It's called Tales of